Today's call is about keeping talented technicians. And I want to start by saying recently I've been getting a lot of phone calls from dealer principals that are in need of technicians. Anyone that follows me understands this is a passion of mine. And I'm bringing some real issues to the forefront. An interesting point on these phone calls is that the dealer principals that called, they just want to get technicians. They really didn't want to discuss how to improve their operation, retain their technicians, get better use of the ones they have. They just want to wiggle their nose, punch a ad or pay a fee and have someone go find them. And really, frankly, I don't do that. If someone says, I don't want to look at my operation at all, and I need 3 techs or I need 4 techs. One guy in Chicago area said he needs 5. And really, the discussion was on their need for technicians, and that's all that they wanted. How do I get the immediate need, a resolution for the immediate need, and find these techs they need? Finding good technicians starts with developing an environment where they can make a good living in your shop. That article I wrote recently in last month's Fixed Ops magazine goes into great detail about the technician crisis and how we must deal with it. Today, let's look at a few things together. And I want to let everybody know that one of the companies I do endorse, when someone asks me that challenging of a question and they say, well, where do I find techs? I need them now. I don't have time to develop this. Call it a lesson learned, but actautostaffing.com is where I send people that say, I just need techs in my area, and that's all I need. I need techs now. I send them there. It's their best shot, I think, to deal with an immediate need. But structurally and how we use technicians and what we do for them is what's going to make the difference to retain them and have talented technicians seeking employment at our dealerships. And it starts with some basic things like special tools. I've gone into many a dealer, and the special tools are in no real order, total disarray, and these technicians that need a special tool to do a job go, well, this is the pile. And I've seen cases where boxes of new tools coming in were piled up along a wall, and they just don't get time to take care of special tools. However, the technicians waste time looking for them on a continuous basis. Many shops are still using their technicians to develop and price and availability estimates, and this is an advisor function. Technicians need to spend as much time as possible developing revenue and not be involved in any extent to perform advisor tasks in developing an estimate. Now, I know that it seems like it doesn't make logical sense to add staff or support staff, but having technicians look for a car, and I'm an Ohio boy, so having technicians look for a car under 2 foot of snow, digging them out in the middle of winter, is a process that can no longer be tolerated. Having a technician not know where to pick up a car or find the next one is absolutely just no-brainer. That there should be support staff at the dealership to assist the tech in pulling vehicles in and prepping them for service. I'd rather see a dealer pay $10 an hour for an individual to find and prepare vehicles that need repaired than lose $300 an hour in parts and labor billings that it costs to have the technician do this simple task. Now, you can imagine in real world environment, right now you're probably looking at shops booking out a week, some even longer, to get the car in for service, and then these same shops are having these processes just on a regular, ongoing basis disturb the technicians performing their duties. Let's take that dealer that needed 5 technicians. If he had really paid attention and listened to ways he can help the techs he has make money, it might have narrowed the need to 3 techs. So how we use the talent we have is very critical to a lot of things. It's also going to give the technicians we have the ability to make more money. And as cruel as it sounds, it has to happen that the dealerships support that. And one of the main reasons we're not finding technicians, who wants to come in and be a tech? Yeah, listen, go ahead, spend $30,000 to $50,000 in technical training, spend another $40,000 in hand tools, and then you can start applying for positions. And all of those positions are going to say, you got no Ford experience or whatever brand they are? I don't want you. I want to tell you and explain to you that when you're looking for good quality techs, look inside your own operation. What are you doing to discourage and distract technicians from making a good living at it? I was really taken back when I was reading an article with some national study that said the average technician earns $34,000 a year. Now, I'm going to tell you that most dealership techs with any kind of experience, I'm sure, does a lot better than that. But as an industry, we have to understand $34,000 a year with the investment in training and hand tools isn't going to attract a lot of folks. And if you look at what the wage would be per hour on that, it'd be very distracting to have any kind of people want to come in and be a service tech. So it starts with you, the dealerships that are willing to understand what needs to be done to attract and retain technician talent will have an appropriate staff. Those dealerships that are unwilling to change and expect technicians to show up, do all the work of the advisor, go out, fish their own vehicles out, distract it, you're in for a shock. You're always going to be struggling to find techs. It starts with you. I hope you'll choose to make your actions in support of your technicians making a living. And when you do that, you'll find some magics involved in it. The talent will start to find you. It's going to be the haves and the have-nots. And when we look at that, and we're coming into, most of us, into the busy time of year, times when people are going on vacations and people are putting some money in, they just got a nice tax return, they're putting some money into repairing and maintaining their vehicles because they have to keep them another year or two. These people are abundant. And we need to work with the advisor staff. We need to work with the parts staff. Why can't they deliver parts to a technician? Is it because their staffing is challenged? So we want to lose additional parts revenue, additional labor revenue by tying up our technicians and doing what they are meant to do. And they're paid on a flat rate. If the parts are a weight and they have to reassemble the vehicle, pull it outside so they can get Mary's car in, and it has to be done by 2 o'clock, it's just a crazy environment that we need to totally understand, grab a hold of as an industry, and allow our techs to make all the money they can. We will find those dealers selling more parts and labor service than they ever dreamt possible. Appreciate your time today. All right, everybody, have a great week, and I'll talk to you next week. Thank you.
Many people have asked us to have a remote site training for service managers. Proud to announce that June 11th and 12th in Cleveland, we hold this event that's been long requested. So get with us, sign up. The cost is reasonable, and we'll have a blast on June 11th and 12th up here in Cleveland.